Hi everyone, it's Sandy Leyva, and this is Brain Food for Accounting Leaders. We're going to be talking about deliberate performance today, which is a very advanced neuroscientific specialty topic. It's a field that K. Anders Ericsson has always been the head of. He's studied the top performers for the last 20 or 30 years, and he's found that they practice different. And the key to this is practice makes perfect. You may have heard that before. But deliberate practice is something very, very special where you improve your performance through feedback. So deliberate practice really takes high performance to the highest level possible because these people engage in a constant innovation feedback loop, all right? And they improve their performance exponentially. I mean, you can practice with someone who is really bad and for 20 years stay really bad at something. So that's the opposite of deliberate performance, where you're actually improving in a very determined and deliberate way. Think about a coach. You know, everybody at the top of their profession in many industries have a coach. So this may very well be your constant innovation feedback loop. It could also be video, audio, could be, you know, recording of your performance. You know, the sports teams do that. They go over the recordings and so on and so forth. So here's kind of going back to one of the very first brain foods we have when we talked about plasticity. And as you practice, you change the plasticity, or you change your brain. And then the best kind of practice is when you improve your practice, you know, by whatever industry standards there are. So for example, you learn how to play chess, but you get better at chess. You get better at Scrabble. You get better at medical diagnoses. You get better at your musical instrument. You get better at dancing, etc. All right, so deliberate performance, again, changes plasticity by having practice that's very, very focused on improvement. All right, and you may have read the book by Malcolm Gladwell that talks about the 10,000 hour thing. And, you know, you start when you're 3 like Tiger Woods did. And that's fine. But if they don't have deliberate in front of performance, you know, you won't get very good at it. And so 10 years is what they say typically of intense practice in a particular domain. With deliberate performance, then you're probably at the top of your field at that point. And I've included my scientific references if you want to read more about that. So your action steps to think about deliberate performance is to look for training situations that are going to give you immediate valid feedback so that you can innovate your performance and your expertise. One example that Ericsson has studied is a radiologist who actually makes diagnoses of hundreds of old x-rays and then go back to what the documented outcome from surgery or the medical history was to see whether he was right or not. And then he can improve from that, he or she. You may want to consider using a coach because in some fields it's really hard to have to implement deliberate practice without a coach. And so my question leaving you, what miracles can deliberate practice enable in your brain? We'll see you next week.